Skydiving is something that I never imagined doing as I have fear of heights and falling. However, one day I went to work and my supervisor was talking about her experience with skydiving and she advised us to try it too. And I was like, hey, that sounds scary, but maybe I should give it a try. So after my shift, I went home. I brought 2 tickets. I messaged my friend right away and asked her if she wants to go with me. And she was like, are you serious right now? You going to skydiving? And I'm like, yeah, do you want to go with me? And she's like, okay, are we doing this? Okay. And guess what? From that moment on, I cannot sleep every night. I was so nervous, partly excited. And the night before jumping, I literally cannot sleep. So the whole drive to San Martin, the place where we're going to do our jump, I was pretending to be cool, but deep inside, I was really nervous and thinking of not going anymore. However, my friend and I had a great time and we handled our nervousness in our own way. And when we get there, we had safety brief and you're standing there, the guy will tell you that if the parachute doesn't open, what will happen?
To go on a skydive, you need a parachute, right?
Yep.
And you don't have one. How does that go?
I'm just gonna die. If you think I'm dying.
Well, you know what they say, you can go on one skydive without a parachute, but only one. Can I go two? 3 and 1? No, just kidding, I have a big one. Both of us? So I'm your self-operating, walking, talking parachute. And we're gonna be fine, all right? So 13,000 feet. That makes it lucky 13 for us, and I'll see you up there.
You will go get to the airplane anyway because there's no turning back. So you get to the airplane. It was so funny and awkward at the same time because you were sitting on the stranger lap and you try to do small talk and yeah, one thing you know, you will fly and go up to 13,000 feet and after that somebody opens the door and in that moment you realize that you never been in an airplane with an open door. So you freak out again. And then you start seeing people going out of the plane and screaming and one thing you know, their voice disappeared just like 1 second. Then suddenly it's my turn and before I know it, I am on the edge of the plane and looking out down to death. And they said, on 3, 1, 2, and he pushes me on 2 because he knows that I will push back on 3. And yes, I jump. The free fall takes about 30 seconds and passes before I even notice. And once the parachute opens, there is silence, rest, and an indescribable feeling all at once, like you are flying for real like bird. And in that moment, I forgot about my fears because all I can see is beauty. And for the first time in my life, I get to see the view of San Francisco, San Jose, Monterey, Santa Cruz, and the Bay Area in bird's view. And this made me realize that our fear is limiting us for the opportunity that waiting for us. And sometimes that the most terrifying things like jumping out of the plane is something that we do not need to fear of because sometimes it helps us to see what's on the other side. And yes, that's how I conquer my fears of falling and heights.